Memoirs of Exhibit 7, which Exhibit 7 is public information. The U.S. banks' usual documented banking fraud, collateralization as premeditated, deviously planned corruption, as now legalized international anarchy and world economic treason. Exhibit 7, filed evidence that was filed in the bankruptcy court, and the trustee by law viewed all of this to find any deviously planned corruption. And this was filed in more courts also. Now the U.S. tax-paying commoners funded and paid for your get-out-of-jail-free cards. So now, anyone can add unknown account number altercations such as 1660-41-4 to anyone's government documentation, including wind solar energy development site's property next to a 750 megawatt substation, and without any party's initial approvals whatsoever. Then file and record any government deeds of trust with the knowingly correct legal land description, and of course unknown account number altercations such as 1660-41-4. Someday I'm going to find out who that account belongs to. Anyone so chooses to double deed collateralize in their favor and against anyone so chosen, to knowingly racketeer inside traders price fixing and collateralizing the same property twice and within federal bankruptcy court proceedings and or more. Also including retail housing development sites property and without any party's initial approvals whatsoever, then files and record any government deeds of trust with the knowingly correct legal land descriptions and unknown account number altercations such as 1660-41-4. Anyone so chooses to double deed collateralize in their favor and against anyone so chosen, while refusing to provide all banking documents and while refusing to provide the original documents for forensic examination. To later knowingly racketeer any board of director, lawyers, sons, inside trading, price fixing the bidding at any federal bankruptcy court's ordered land auction against the already double deeded retail housing development sites property. As inside traders price fixing to increase the inside trading of any board of director, lawyers, law firms, bottom line. As inside traders price fixing to increase the inside trading of any board of director, lawyers, his sons, and or their associates, bottom line, who are in fact developing my retail housing development sites property as we speak. As inside traders price fixing illegal foreclosures at the expense of any stockholders' losses and annual increasing interest income thereof. Anyone, any board of director and or any inside traders who so choose to inflict stock losses against and against anyone's stock so chosen. Now, those who cannot cash flow despise those who can. And when the money changers premeditated, deviously planned corruption needs a whooping, the money changers need a whooping. Soon or later, Quietam law and or parity law will prosecute all who participated in the board of directors' government documented fraud as personal liabilities, will collect any and all of their bank stock and seize all of their personal, domestic, and foreign assets. Texas law has exceptions when other stockholders are in fact also liable for the bank's fraud under the Texas Business Corruption Act, Article 2.21, and the Texas Supreme Court's reconfirming of the Texas Business Associates Code, Section 21.223. Now, in all three branches of the U.S. government, international case law legalizations go beyond, and I'll have to agree with that dog, the usual two-bit federal felonies against interstate commerce, beef food protection, that in fact closes businesses down and intentionally ruin anyone's lifetime of sustainable long-term investments that were in fact offsetting import-export trade imbalances, who have in fact crossed the line to favor the legalizations of economic traders' unsustainable short-term ill-gotten gains against international beef food production's exportation and against U.S. federal designated funding thereof, who in fact legalized international anarchy as world economic treason. Here we go again. That will inevitably undermine and collapse world economies, ironically stopping even more food production and exportation, for the usual starvation of women, children, and the elderly to death. Now, when everyone is economically, mathematically, and internationally enlightened and corrected, nations will govern within the nation's means, and everyone will mind their own business. Spend your time wisely, your energy positively, and your resources sustainably for mankind's economies to prosper, increase universal trading, and enjoy world peace. Now, it does not take a rocket scientist. And this is not rocket science. You do not have to be a genius to understand that repeating, premeditated, deviously planned corruptions, violent history, over and over again, will in fact result in the same premeditated, deviously planned corruptions, violence. It's time to reach down, grab your ears, and pull your head out.